without question says, I believe TARIQ NASHEED is in LA, would you consider a studio debate against him? I would talk to anybody. Not necessarily, I wouldn't look at it as a debate. I would have a conversation with anybody. If it turned into a back and forth as far as us having opposing views, I don't have a problem with that. I'll talk with anybody. I will talk with anybody. Anybody. If you are a person that has a significant platform that I think would be valuable as far as content and conversation, I will talk to anybody. I don't have to be in agreement with you in order to kick it with you in person. Anybody. I will talk to anybody. But it has to be in person. It cannot be on the internet.
Hello and welcome back, Pillow Talkers. We spill the tea that everyone tries to hide. No gossip is off limits, no truth is untold. Grab your pillow and watch the stories unfold. So apparently Anton Daniels is open to sitting down with TARIQ NASHEED. Now, the question is, who thinks that he can go head to head with TARIQ? Well, I would love to see Anton be condescending to TARIQ like he always does to everybody. I don't think it would go well. While TARIQ is also street savvy, he's also an intellect. Some might even say that he's well versed in both lanes. So I think most of us would love to see TARIQ NASHEED go against Anton Daniels. Even though we don't have that set up right now, we do have a weigh-in on what TARIQ NASHEED thinks about the whole Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb situation. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into it. And most importantly, shout out to Fawcett Media for this audio. Be sure to go check his page out as well and tell him I sent you. And let's jump straight into it.
Yeah, Anton wasn't going to do nothing. Let's be clear, all of that, let's go outside. You know what Anton was going to do? Because he had his phone in his hand. He already dialed 9. He was just waiting to dial the 11. If they went outside, Anton would have dialed 911. Let's stop playing.
I know some of y'all were wondering where TARIQ NASHEED was on this. I was confused too. But apparently he's over on Rumble right now. Go check him out. Without further ado, TARIQ goes in on the Corey Holcomb, Anton Daniels debacle. Let's hear what he had to say.
So, family, many of you probably have seen the altercation between Anton Daniels, who's a YouTuber, and comedian Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb, that's my guy. Very interesting altercation they had. It looked like they were almost going to go to blows. It was very interesting, yelling back and forth. Now let's do a poll with the family. Let's do a poll. Now, I'm assuming most of you have seen the altercation. That's on the 5150 show on YouTube. Who do you side with? Well, who do you think was in the wrong in that altercation?
Who do you think was in the wrong?
What's up, Dr. Nirvana? Who do you think was in the wrong? All right? Who was in the wrong in that situation?
Well, I'm going to just say this. When I first watched it, immediately I felt like Corey won, and I still think that he won. But then when I watch other people's videos, the vast majority of y'all agreed with Anton. But like I said in my video, I do notice that Team Anton people are a lot of people who are known on social media for being disrespected. They usually the underdogs, usually the lame, sorry to say it, but it is what it is. It's almost like it's street versus non-street. And then there's a combination of people who are intellectuals and street aware, and they usually side with Corey because they easily figure out that Anton was in it at the beginning to take down Corey either way. Like, he systematically was trying to destroy his whole set and cause chaos. But I mentioned that in previous videos, and y'all can go check that out. When everybody was Team Anton, I was like, no, why aren't y'all seeing this? And I pointed out a few things. So go check out my previous videos about the Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels situation. But let's get back into what TARIQ is going to say.
All right. Let's see. Somebody said Corey. All right. A lot of people saying Anton. Anton. Okay. I see some people saying, well, Corey got punked. Corey did not get punked. This is my assessment of it. Anton went in there. And Anton went in there kind of sarcastic and snarky and trying to provoke a little bit. And
But damn sure.
Allegedly, Anton had security there, some security. And he was in there talking a little slick. And then he Corey was kind of calling him out for, Anton is a performative white tea ass kissing. That's what it is. Anton is a performative.
Hold up, Tariq led off with what Anton and everybody in the comments is saying was so offensive. The term ass kissing, it's not about literally kissing ass. But when you tell somebody the S, the D of the black community, well, I guess you could say that's not real, but it's just the optics of it. And especially with somebody like Corey Holcomb, who has the stances he has on challenging his masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to know that those aren't the same. And you can say you kissing somebody's ass on TV in the 80s. You understand what I'm saying? On the 90s, for sure. That's the difference. You couldn't say the other one on TV, could you?
I also mentioned that as well, that people who say kissing A and sucking D is the same thing, like, you gotta be delusional. I would rather somebody say I'm kissing somebody A anytime before they say I'm sucking somebody D. And the crazy thing is, I'm a woman and I'd rather be told that I'm kissing A than sucking D. So as a man and a heterosexual one at that, imagine how Corey felt.
Does that performative white tea ass kissing. He does that. He panders to that crowd. And I don't even knock the hustle. Corey was kind of calling him out for, Anton is a performative white tea ass kissing. That's what it is. Anton is a performative. He does that performative white tea ass kissing. He does that. He panders to that crowd. And I don't even knock the hustle, by the way. I don't knock the hustle. Anton panders to the white tea supremacist alt-right crowd, being the so-called reasonable black person. Oh, I'm not like the rest. Ain't no racism. The white people ain't bad. We don't need reparations. He's on that. Anton has explicitly said we shouldn't get reparations, and he's actively against it. Oh, he's went out of his way to say we should get reparations. And a lot of it is performative. Many people say he's a tether. Nobody knows exactly where his background is. I know he carries himself like a tether.
Now, I will say, he said the other day that he confirmed that his father's people are from South Carolina, but he didn't say where his mother's people were from. So I can't say definitively either way. You know what I'm saying? Depends on who you ask how we're defining what a black American is, or a foundational black American is.
He claims to be from Detroit. I know many of the people in Detroit do not rock with him. Detroit really rock with him. I think some people think he's Nigerian.
And then that's another thing. TARIQ NASHEED actually has roots in Detroit too. Like, once again, another person that is in LA by way of Detroit, by way of Alabama. So you see how the cities are connected?
Detroit really rock with him. I think some people think he's Nigerian. It's not definitive. You're saying he's not FBA? He said he was ever. He thought he was Nigerian. Yeah, nobody can give any definitive answer on where his background is from. I know he said some of that, well, immigrants come over, black immigrants come over and do so much better than black people here. So I've heard him say that, and usually tethers say that.
I have no sympathy for anybody. You get what you deserve. Wherever it is that you are in life, that's your bed, sleep in it. I don't care where you were born. I don't care where you come from. I see immigrants coming over here every day from third world countries, outworking you, outpacing you, and making you look bad. I don't care about your reparations. Listen, I don't care if you ever get it. As a matter of fact, I'm advocating against it because it's going to cut my dollar and make inflation go out of control. And so I don't want them to pay you. I don't want you to have nothing. Don't give these motherfuckers nothing. As a matter of fact, not only do I not want you to get nothing from reparations, I think that they should tax you for breathing.
Oh, come on, man.
For breathing this good old air that we working so hard and paying our tax dollars for in order to be able to make sure that you got this good old air and this good old water.
Well, I mean, I think that's clear. That kind of runs in line with his conservative politics, but I don't agree with it, obviously, And he's right. It sounds like somebody who might not be entitled to it would have that mentality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure.
Anton Daniels honestly doesn't seem to be for the African American community. He seems to go against black Americans altogether. And for him to think that African Americans should be charged for just simply breathing is definitely not given born and raised in America, or even thinks of himself as American. So to listen to a non-American basically tell what Americans should be given is wild crazy. But because Anton deals predominantly with the black community, every time when his back is against the wall, he finds a way to blame either black Americans as a whole, or he picks a sex that should have had his back. For example, recently he blamed black women for Corey Holcomb coming for his wife and child. I don't even know where he get those accusations, but he proceeded to blame black women. This causes black men to consciously have his back, and then causes a divide between black women and black men. And while black men and black women are arguing online, Anton has content, and then he can make a video and talk about it. he is off to the corner smiling and making money just off of what he sought out to do in the first place. Basically, divide and conquer.
Yep. Understand? You said you're in Detroit and he's FBA. Yeah. He what, Lexi? Okay. But he's okay. All right. His mother's Jamaican. Okay, I don't know. It's up in the air. No, I don't know about that. I don't know about his mother's Jamaican, Panamanian. I've never heard him say he's Nigerian, so I don't know. I don't know. But he could be a tether. He talks like a tether, acts like a tether. But he does that performative, white tea ass kissing thing. All right, that's your hustle, that's your bag. But all of that being from the D, being from Detroit, he's probably in the suburbs of Detroit somewhere, but he's not a Detroit cat. The Detroit don't really rock with him. Detroit don't really rock with that dude. You know? He said he's Haitian. I never heard him say that. And a lot of his stuff, he tries to say the criticism of him is because he's a conservative. He said he's Nigerian. Okay, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. So again, there's a lot of mystery, Southfield. There's a lot of mystery. What's up to you on his background? So anyway, during the confrontation, him and Corey were going back and forth. He was pushing back on Corey. Corey was pushing back, and Corey was like, hey, you kissing, you got all this criticism for black people. You don't never say anything about white people. And Anton said, you suck black people's D. And Corey was like, hey, hold on now. Hey, wait a minute now. You talking like that?
And that's the weirdest thing to say in that moment. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the turn of phrase, I get it. It's the brinksmanship. It's the one-upness that he wants to do. He wants to go to the next level. But that sentence doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you ask the D of the black community? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even something people say, right? That don't sound right. For some reason, it just rings wrong in my ear, linguistically.
You talking like that, we might have to go somewhere with this thing. So Darlene was there. That's my homegirl. Darlene was there. So Corey's like, Darlene, move out the way. So we sat right in front of Anton. It was like, hey man, say all that sucking D stuff again. Say that again, man. It's gonna be up. And
pretty much,
Anton was like, yeah, Corey, you ain't gonna do nothing, and I'm saying this to your face. And then Anton, later on in the broadcast, Anton was like, yeah, we can go outside. And Corey's like, no, we're gonna sit here and chop it up or whatever. And he never said it again.
That's a fact. That never came out again. That was a clear and distinct line. And a lot of people want to try to say that's childish. That's like knock the stick off my shoulder or something. But you have to look at the body language that was happening in that moment. And you have to look at the fact that Corey had a line. And he was like, if you cross this line, it's up. He's like, I'm not going to put hands on you until that moment happens, right? So he goes there. But let me get face to face with you and ask you one more time if you really mean that. And when he had the opportunity, because if you bout that life, you're going to say it again. Say it again. Like, I don't give. Or you have another option. You can swing and take off. Now, I know Anton's talked about, I know how the YouTube rules are. We should do things off camera, right? It's cool. It's convenient. What Corey could have done is said, turn the cameras off. Because the cameras did go off at one point. Cut the cameras off and, do what they're going to do. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's why Corey at that point says, when Anton says, don't try to act like you're bossing up on me, Corey says, I already did. So Corey is satisfied at that moment. Doesn't need to escalate to the next thing and the next thing.
When Corey was in his face, he didn't say it again. Now, there was a lot of back and forth going on there. It didn't go to blows. It almost went to going to blows.
Right.
Anton kept saying something to the effect of, yeah, I said something to your face. So, because that's what Anton wanted to do. He wanted to be able to go back to his platform and say, yeah, I went on Corey's show and I said whoop, whoop, whoop to his face and nothing happened. So he wanted to kind of sell those whoop tickets.
It's a brilliant plan, but,
Some people are like, well, Corey backed down because Anton got up and said, hey, we can go outside. Let's be very clear. Anton wasn't going to do nothing. Let's be clear. Anton wasn't going to do nothing. I saw a video of Anton, I think he made it today, talking about how he would have beat Corey up and all that. No, he wasn't. Yeah, he had security with him. There's a couple of things that he said on the broadcast that let me know Anton wasn't about to swing or do nothing. When he was
right, because like I said, there was equal opportunity there. Anton was animated and also offended. So if you all are saying kiss the ass of white men is as bad as SD of the black community, you're mad too. You have an opportunity to swing. You have an opportunity to take the first shot. You can take off. You can take flight. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen that way. That's all I'm pointing out to y'all. Y'all automatically gonna say, oh, Fawcett Media's in the bag for Corey Holcomb. I'm cool with Corey Holcomb. I'm also cool with Anton. That's what y'all don't know. But the fact of the matter is, I'm reading this just how the situation is. There's a lot of things in play right now. There's a lot of things in play right here. But it seems like TARIQ actually agrees with me. And TARIQ is known to take off on somebody. He's dealing with a couple cases now for doing the exact same thing, for slapping people. for saying, what does the 5 fingers say to the face?
He was on there talking about, yeah, I play chess. Yeah, I'm playing chess. You know, I can make you do what I want you to do. You know, he was saying little stuff like that.
Right.
So, you know, he was basically admitting that he was in there to do some provocations. Also, another thing he said, when they were talking about jail, Anton said, I ain't been to jail. I'm never going to jail. I would never do anything that would put me in jail. I don't hang around niggas who've been to jail and all of that. And that was a very interesting thing to say. That was interesting. That right there, he wasn't about to do, Anton wasn't about to swing or do nothing.
Right, fight in the backyard.
Anton wasn't going to do nothing. Right there. He's letting you know. Yeah, you get into a physical fight, yeah, there's a possibility you go to jail.
Go to jail.
Now,
right.
We don't want to go to jail, but some people, like, we're not scared of jails. But when people say they're never going to jail, that means a lot of these cats, and you don't want to go to jail, by the way, but you're scared of jail. You're scared of it because you wouldn't really survive in there because white men can't protect you. You understand? The Sambo class, they rely on white male protection. You understand that? They rely on white male protection. And Corey, I'm glad he didn't swing on it. He was about to. Corey's, I think if Anton had said that little slick shit again about sucking this and sucking that, Corey would have just swung on him and said, hey man, I'm just going to have to deal with the consequences. But let's be very clear. When Anton got up talking about let's go outside, you know, but cats like him, that's a stalling tactic. That's a stalling tactic. If it's up, it's just going to be up right there. All that, hey, let's go over here. Let's go over there. Let me take my shoes off. Hold on, let me get my coat off. You know, when dudes do all of that stalling.
I had seen some of y'all comment that he should have went outside and fought. And I said, realistically, that doesn't make any sense. Imagine they go outside and fight, and I would imagine it would be some type of bruises, lumps and bumps, blood. You think that two men gonna come out after scrapping, get back on camera and continue to talk? Because either way, even if Anton went home after the fight, Corey would have had to get back on that camera with lumps and bumps and bruises or whatever. It just would have looked stupid. The cameras would have been cut and there would have been no show, and everybody would have been trying to figure out what happened to Anton and Corey. And then it would have been he say, she say, and then we would have just had to go by who had the worst bruises and so on and so forth.
And he turned his whole back to Corey. What if Corey picked up that chair? What if he picked up that chair and just threw it at you? Like, that's what I'm saying. You never turn your back on a man like that and be, let's go outside and shoot one. Nah, you gotta.
Yeah, Anton wasn't gonna do nothing. Let's be clear. All of that, let's go outside. You know what Anton was gonna do? Because he had his phone in his hand. He already dialed 9. He was just waiting to dial the 1-1. If they went outside, Anton would have dialed 911. Let's stop playing.
That's
you see, I'm being biased. Well, no, I know Corey and those dudes. Those are my guys. I know them. Those are my guys. All right, those are my niggas. Yeah. So I know what to get down to Craig. That's another thing. If something went down, they went outside and some fisticuffs started happening and Anton's security tried to jump in, Craig was up there, man. It would have been up. It would have been all the way the hell up, dude. For real, for real. Yeah?
I mean, he missed Anton probably by a couple minutes. Craig was on the show right after that. Corey was, had started talking about the situation. And then here go Craig. I told my boy in Houston, I texted him, I said, watch Craig spawn up over there. He about to spawn into the Coin Academy. Sure enough, he did.
Yeah, Craig pulled up a little bit later on in it. But yeah, if it was something where it was all these people throwing down and these security guards jumping in, and man, please. But let's be very clear. Anton wasn't going to do nothing.
Yeah, because let's think about this. Let's think about the moment of squaring up with somebody, but you got your armed security right there with you, right? Now, you have this somewhat sanctioned fight. Y'all agreed to go to the back to the parking lot and handle this like men. If you start getting your ass beat and you have a security guard there, what is he supposed to do? A bodyguard there. You got a bodyguard there. He's supposed to guard your body. What are you supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? He's literally probably not going to get paid if he doesn't intervene, if Corey starts getting the best of you. But there's some other factors that I could tell Anton wasn't situationally aware of, but why Corey Holcomb was trying to remain calm in that situation. And a lot of people who, and this is why I think this was a dangerous situation to let it go that way, to let the disrespect get this out of control, and to start doing a fade. Because Corey Holcomb is a man of a certain age, and he stated on many occasions, at this age, I don't really like fighting. Those of us who know what that means. Right? So, and that's where I really take this seriously, because it only takes a second, man. It only takes a second, man. I've seen people snap and their whole life has changed. You understand what I'm saying, man? So that's why I'm glad this is the outcome of it. We're just doing a little saber rattling now. We're not really out here talking, but people in an instant, and I would never wish nothing on Anton, man. Like I said, I rock with Anton, you know, like just outside of this incident here. You know, I really don't like how he displayed himself at this moment, especially being a guest in somebody else's space, but I don't want to see nothing happen to Anton. Like, you know, that's all.
He wasn't gonna do nothing at all. We know his type. I know these types, dude. I deal with these dudes. I done been to court with them. Those types, these little talking dudes. And listen, Corey had already had a situation up there where hands were thrown, people up there running their mouth saying slick
Elbows.
stuff. Hands got thrown, and then they ran and sued.
Yeah.
You understand? So Corey has already had a situation like that. So I understand where Corey was coming from, trying to have restraint, because you saw what dude was trying to do. Anton was trying to provoke so that hands can get put on him. You talk tough. The minute people put hands on you, all of a sudden you turn into full bitch mode. You talk all of that gangster shit. Dude, I see it. I done dealt with these type of dudes, man. I done dealt with them. I'm telling you firsthand. I done been up in court with dudes snitching. These dudes turn to straight bitches. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know what my get down is. I pulls up. And then these niggas start bitching up. Lucci, all these dudes. I ran up on Lucci's fat ass. He twerked his fat ass over a fence and ran. That nigga start clapping his ass like Megan Thee Stallion when I ran up on his fat ass. That nigga start performing wet ass pussy when I ran up on his big jolly ass. Yeah, and we know Ugly Turtle. But I slapped the fez off this nigga's head. That nigga, he went to court. He filed a suit. All up in court, snitching like a motherfucker, talking about how I beat up on him. Yeah. Ugly Turtle. All up in court talking about it. Oh, you talk all that tough shit on the internet. That nigga was all up in court. He beat me. He hit me in my head, kicked me in my pussy. And they up in court like Cassie. You understand? I done had niggas up in court talking about how I done whooped on them after they had talked all that shit. You know? Talk all that shit. And then get whooped on, and then all of a sudden you up in court. You know?
Anyway, yo. See, Tariq is funny, man. Tariq is hilarious. But he's clear on how he sees this altercation, this incident, man. All y'all out there that I mean, to the tune of, I got 11,000 comments on the first video I did on this subject. Like, a lot of y'all out there really don't understand how these things work, and I'm just gonna maintain that. Because, I mean, y'all playing internet games. Y'all think something's supposed to go one way, and if it doesn't go exactly how it's planned, then somehow I'm in the bag for Corey, and everybody that sees this is in the bag for Corey. But I'm telling you, y'all need to reevaluate how you see things. If you are thinking that anybody that is in opposition to what you think is biased, you know what I'm saying? That's the word I kept seeing. Biased. They keep saying biased. I'm not biased, man. That was funny. Go support Tariq on Rumble. I don't know what's going on with his live stream over here, but check him out. Anyway.
And yeah, I would like to say I for damn sure not biased. And if anything, you would think that I would be on Anton's side. Because I have been watching Anton for over 5 years, and I'm just becoming familiar with Corey, so I can't really say that I've been watching Corey as long as Anton. So if by default you would think that I would side with Anton, but when I watch stuff, I clearly am at a neutral standpoint, because I was like, no, I don't agree with Anton at all. I'm saying that he's poking the bear and he's waiting for a reaction and he didn't get it. So yeah, I seen it from the very beginning. Even when making a video, I was like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna hate this, because I don't see anybody in favor of Corey. At the time when I recorded the video, I honestly didn't see not one person said that they was in favor of Corey. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have a few people saying, what are you talking about? Anton won XYZ. But I was like, listen, I'm gonna say what I'm going to say, and it is what it is. But anyway, what are y'all thoughts on this situation? I would love to hear y'all standpoints. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.